Hey you, it's Jess here and welcome to my channel. Today we are memory planning for the week of February. Let me have a look, 17th through the 23rd, so the week after Valentine's. And I am using in my Caress Press inserts the Scribble Prints Co. Pixelated Love Kit. This was exclusive Valentine's Day art that I drew for her shop. And I just love the way it came out. It's an 80s roller disco arcade theme. And I just love all the purples with a pop of red. And funnily enough, when I look at this art, I always think of the book I was listening to on audiobook at the time, which was Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. Highly recommend, even if you haven't read any of his stuff. I feel like Warbreaker is actually a really good book to read by itself. It is like a standalone, basically. But yeah, so then I also brought in some purple foil from Scribble Prints Co. I think this is Wisteria in the confetti foil. And then I also brought in some Planner Choco Nostalgia foil. These were like, there's roller skating and disco, and there's the Pac-Man icons, and I thought that would be perfect. I kind of did a part of a Pac-Man arcade machine in the full box art. So that'd be fun to bring in the pop of red, but to mostly stick to like purple overall. So the glitter header overlays and the bottom washi, the date dots, which are a really fun pixel heart, which goes perfectly with this theme, as well as we're going to bring in some little deco bits at the end of the spread. We'll bring in some purple, some red, but otherwise I stuck to purple throughout the rest of the spread, including in my stickers. My character stickers and stuff for the day-to-day things. And again, we are color blocking as per usual. But otherwise, I guess that's everything. I can't wait to see how this spread looks with everything in it, but I'm loving the sort of monochrome with the pop of red in this set. But I think I'm going to finish up the base here because you don't need to see me slaving over it for so long. But yeah, so this is the new foil bundle type from Scribble Prints Co. So it does have matching foil hole protectors, which is super nice. But the audiobook I was reading this week was Feybound, and we did get it finished. I finished it on Wednesday. So yeah, it was good to finish that book. I was trying out Romantasy for Feb, but if you've seen my past videos lately, I did not like Feybound. I gave it 2 stars. But again, we'll move on from that anyway. I'll talk about the new books that I have later. And then I was working on a custom for Andrea for SBC. It's like a summer mystery, I think it's going to be. So it was really fun to draw. And then I finally did my finances. I hadn't done my finances as in recording my income, recording my expenses since December. So I needed to finish that up and catch up so I could I don't need to do my tax return yet, but when it opens, I'm prepared. So I finally did my finances. I feel like at the start of this year, I was feeling very disconnected from my shop. I'm usually like January 1st, I've done all my finances, but not this year. And then I planned my next shop set, which has already come out, and that was Spring Garden, my spring Easter art. So let's get into the day by day on Monday. And I love the patterns that Andrea picked out, especially these ones where I wanted to make sort of the 80s arcade flooring, especially in patterns. So you have Coffee Monday, and then it snowed, so I had to put in it snowed. Okay, guys, we've barely had any snow this year. I don't think I put in snow otherwise than this. It snowed a lot on this day, and then it all went away, and now it hasn't really snowed since. We're basically into spring here in Finland, and even in Helsinki, that's just kind of weird. Usually we have snow until the snow is piled up and hasn't melted yet until May. So we had a very light winter down in Helsinki this year. We had maybe 2 weeks of snow that actually stayed on the ground, which is nuts. So yeah. So I had to mark in that it snowed this day, but otherwise, that's kind of been it. And then I was doing work, of course, making sure to get this custom done. I'd already dibble-dabbled too long. It's because the previous week you would have seen on Wednesday when the video came up, if you're watching as these come up. But yeah, basically we had maintenance around for a possible 3 days, and so that kind of, you know, put me off my game. But that's okay. I also need to know that I can relax and rest when I need to. It's all right. There's no need to stress. Especially doing customs for SPC, because Andrea is so chill and understanding, because she's also my friend, so it's all good. But then, okay, we're finally getting into Fatebound and reading it while working. Because yeah, I've been kind of reading it on and off, struggling. But I was like, all right, let's just finally just try and get into the story and get it read and see if it got any better. Which it didn't. Anyway, then we're also watching our new medical show, New Amsterdam. It's not new, but it was new to us. I talked about it in the last plan with me. So yeah, the next couple of weeks we're watching the 5 seasons of New Amsterdam, basically. And then we got a dinner order from Burger Company because they had like 30% off. And we were like, I want a burger, it's Monday. And then on my Kindle, I was reading Enclosed in Common Orbit by Becky Chambers. Again, I talked about this last week, but it's the second book in the Wayfarers series, which is a sci-fi series. And Becky Chambers, I highly recommend her sci-fi. The Wayfarers books, which starts with a long and angry way to the long way to a small and angry planet. I think that was it. And also A Psalm for the Wild Built, which is more of a novella. But if you want, like, I don't know, more inclusive, progressive sci-fi with a lot of different interesting characters, I definitely recommend Becky Chambers. Yeah, and I really enjoyed Enclosed in Common Orbit. I gave it 5 stars in the end. So because I have to write it a couple of times, I'm just going to write a common orbit for a closed and common orbit. I know it's a shortening. I know what I mean by a common orbit. So that was Monday. On Tuesday, I started off the day getting some laundry on, washing some clothes, and then we also had groceries delivered. Do I just want to use another one of these chubby little things? Put that there. And then again, we're doing a whole lot of work. We're working. Yeah. I don't know. I just made that up. But anyway. Laundry. Put that in. Then groceries delivered. I just use this bag from the SPC Doodle sheet because it's like a grocery bag overall. We don't have Target in Finland. Although we have a company that does use the logo. It's called Tokmanni. But yeah, it's not Target. We have Target in Australia, but it's not a grocery store. It's like clothes and stuff. Anyway. So laundry, yeah, and what? I don't know. Simple Tuesday morning there. But then again, we were working on Fatebound. And I, because we had quiche the week before, you would have seen, that in the last plan with me. We got quiche from Phaser Cafe, and I was like, you know what? I have pastry in the. I'm just gonna use all the chubby little things. I hope I don't regret this. I had pastry left over in the freezer, so I thawed that out and I made some quiche for myself, like homemade quiche for lunches. I think we ended up actually having I baked a big quiche in like a 9-inch, I think, and we ended up having for like dinner, lunch, I think, or even a lunch, maybe, I don't know. We had it for 3 meals, I'm pretty sure. But since I found this specific recipe for quiche, I will actually put it down in the description for you because I used to try and make quiche years ago, and it just tasted like egg. But the recipe I use now is super delicious, so highly recommend that. and super easy and protein filled to make. And then we were watching New Amsterdam, and I was reading A Closed and Common Orbit, you know, a typical evening for me. All right, and that was Tuesday. So on Wednesday, I'm just putting straight up that I was working on that custom, and I was listening to Faybound. Did I finish it? Oh wait, I finished it on Wednesday. So yeah, finished Faybound on Wednesday. Had my little rant on Goodreads. It's not that bad of a rant, but you know, I was still very much like, I wanted to like it. I did, but oh well. What you gonna do? Oh my god, there's a hair stuck everywhere. Guys, it's the start of spring. There's just hair everywhere. My hair, my cat's hair, just everywhere. Alright, so let's put in work. Let's put in the audiobook sticker. And then I also finally did, is this where I do my finances? Yes, I finally worked on my finances for the shop. So yeah, I finally knew what I officially made the year before because I hadn't done that yet. So yeah, did those finances. And see how what I had made the year prior, what I've been making in the past month, I went also to my entrepreneur's insurance and adjusted that price because obviously we have to like say what we're earning, and what we pay for our insurance gets changed depending on that. And my insurance was like kind of killing me. I was like, it was really hard to afford it every month at the moment. So I finally went into Varma and I updated that amount. And they knocked off a couple of €100, which is very nice. I'm feeling less stressed about my insurance at least. In Finland, it's mandatory that you have this insurance. How am I gonna... Trying to think of how I'm fitting everything in here. Jeez. Everything's kind of getting squeezed in. Anyway, it's mandatory as an entrepreneur that you have the insurance, and it helps you like it pays into your retirement, and it pays into healthcare and things like that. So it's important, but I just couldn't really afford it anymore. So luckily I was able to bring that down, which is nice. But hey, I spent a year paying the more expensive amount, and that's good for my retirement money. So gotta see the upside of it. All right, just not good for my current money that I have right now. So then I was doing some more journaling, and we're watching New Amsterdam. I played some Infinity Nikki. Again, as I said the last plan with me, I was playing Infinity Nikki and Hello Kitty Island Adventure basically every day, but I didn't always put it in. I don't always have space. So, and then again, I was reading A Closed and Common Orbit. And that is the first half of the week. Looking so pretty. I do love it with the purple. I was considering bringing in red like doodle stickers, but I ended up not pulling for any, so I didn't pull any for like Monday through Wednesday, so then I was like, I won't bother putting in the red, because otherwise I feel like if you're gonna pull in that extra color, it should be at least one every single day so that it makes sense, you know, throughout the spread. So I just left that out. I left it behind. So then on Thursday, still working on that custom, and I started my new, so I started the next well, this book came out before the Romantasy trend, but it's like a fantasy book with romance. There's a big like element of it. Oh, my dry is finished. Anyway, I'll check that after I finish this. So I started Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher, which is like, yeah, it's a more mature romance, like everyone's like in their 30s. And it's a paladin and a perfume maker. And it wasn't bad. It was better than Faybound, for sure. But there, I don't know. I can't remember my thoughts anymore about this. It was okay. Like, I didn't love it. I wasn't obsessed with it. I don't think I'm gonna read the next. I think it's a trilogy, and I'm not sure I'm going to read the next books. Like, maybe if this sticker kind of ripped, so I guess I can't really use that because it's gonna drive me nuts later on. You know, when we flip through the stickers. What am I? I'm just gonna put a whole lot of this pattern in because screw it. I really like the pattern. Okay. But anyway, like, it was much better, but I think I still gave it 3 stars. I already can't remember what I gave it. It was a much better story, but I feel like, I don't know, it was sort of like, it did focus more on the romance and not in a good way. I don't know. How was I thinking about it previously? Did I write a review of it? Is this the problem? Like, I remember what happened in the book, but I'm trying to remember, like, my actual thoughts about it. Like, it was enjoyable. And I thought the characters were cute, and I was rooting for their romance. I thought it was a lot cuter, but... Oh, that was the other thing. I knocked off a star because the 3rd act had a storyline that like, it's not about the writing, and you might enjoy the storyline, but for me, I cannot physically stand it. I don't want to, like, give too much away. I don't know. It was just incredible. If you know the 3rd act and what happens to Grace in that 3rd act, I cannot stand that kind of storyline. It was physically painful for me to sit through it, and I kind of just, like, gritted and bared it. And I don't really want to read. I don't find it enjoyable to read that. I don't know. I just hate that kind of whole thing. So, and it's a normal thing to put in a book. Or a story. It's fine. It's just for me. I brought down a star because it just, for me, wasn't enjoyable. That kind of storyline. If you know, you know. I'm sure a few of you have read Paladin's Grace, but basically what happens to Grace in the 3rd act. And, yeah, I just hate those kind of things. I hate it. It makes me feel sick. So it's very much I hate injustice kind of thing. So I did not go on well with that. But otherwise, overall, it was fine. Although I feel like the main story was kind of like left behind for the romance. And maybe that's why I don't really like romantasy, because I want more of the fantasy part. I like when there's good romance in the fantasy, but not romance fantasy. Anyway, so I started Paladin's Grace, then I did some cleaning. We got noodle story. I think I mentioned this last week, but we're getting 1 noodle story order a week because 1 bowl of noodles is cheap and also lasts for like 3 meals. For me, it does for 3 meals. So nice to have that. Plus the noodles are super tasty. I was playing Infinity Nikki, which we were coming to the very end of this season in Infinity Nikki. So I don't think I started this. The next week is when the new season started. So I was just finishing up on Nikki. And then this is Thursday? Okay. Then I finished A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers. Again, I gave it 5 stars. And I started on the... I put Moon Snow, but I should probably tell you the actual name of the book, just to be fair. There's the Moon Crusted Snow. Let's have a look at my red books. Moon of the Crusted Snow, which is written by Wałbrzych Rice, and it's more of like a dystopia, slight thriller, slight horror. It's actually pretty chill, like it's not too in-your-face scary or anything, but they live in a reservation in northern Ontario in Canada, so they have First Nations group living up there, and it's starting to become winter, and then all the power gets disconnected, all their communication gets disconnected. And yeah, so it's both dystopia and also thriller of this like small town having to like get ready for winter, but then also losing all their contact with like the rest of Canada and possibly the world. And it was really good. I definitely recommend it as sort of like a chill thriller. It wasn't like super in your face, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I think I gave it 4 stars in the end. It's Moon of the Crusted Snow, but I'm just writing Moon Snow to make it easier to write it in. It feels so weirdly quiet without the washing machine going. I know, it's weirding me out. Anyway, so on Friday, I got the custom finished. I worked super hard, got it finished, was super happy with myself. I can't wait to see how it comes out. It was super fun to make. And it's for summer, so yeah, definitely penciling that one in my lineup. Yes, finished that custom and I sent the files to Andrea. And then I was listening to, I'm putting Infinity Nikki here, but with music instead of like the game. But I was listening to the soundtracks because I think this day they had finally put up all the soundtracks. So like there's 3 soundtracks for just the main game music, like as you go through the regions, and then they put up an extra 2 albums for the 2 different seasons, Shooting Star season and Fireworks season, and I'm loving it. The music is so good in this game, and I'm so happy they released the soundtrack so I can listen to it all the time, and I can't wait for the new season soundtrack to come out. I assume they like dumped all the soundtracks out now so that they could like, you know, actively get the soundtracks out at season's end. But yeah, I love the music Infinity Nikki. They also put up a video of like the behind the scenes of making the music, and they're so cute. They're so wholesome. The music people on the dev team are very wholesome, so, and super talented. But anyway, so I've been listening to the soundtracks a lot. My whole life is Infinity Nikki right now. And then I put on some new nails, not these ones, a different pair. But yeah, put some new gel nails on. I use gel nail stickers. And then again, we had new episodes of The Pit and Severance, so we watched those. Again, really, really good TV. Highly recommend if you want some new prestige TV. Definitely recommend those 2. And then I was reading Moon of the Crusted Snow. All right, and then we got to I'm almost like, these almost kind of like look similar, but they're not. I just scared myself for a second. Anyway, then we moved on to the weekend, and I had a good weekend. You know, I could relax, I could chill because I'd gotten my work done. But first, I actually signed up for a readathon, a YouTuber's readathon for March called Realmathon. And if you watched my March reading journal setup, you would have seen that. What am I doing here? You would have seen that I made sure to bring out that video so you guys could watch it, and if you wanted to do Realmathon as well this March, then you could. You had time to sign up. So far, I've put in 1 book because I am currently reading 2 longer books at the same time. But I've got 1 book put in for the Realmathon, which I actually got a pretty good amount of points. I think I got like 76 points for that one. That's without the bonus for the page numbers. So, or maybe it was with the page numbers. Anyway, so I've signed up for the Realmathon this day, and then I wanted to like journal and obviously prepare for the readathon. And then we're watching New Amsterdam. Okay, so here, I haven't done it yet this week. Have I? No. So you would have seen the last week on Monday that I left a space. I left stickers blank because I wanted to put in Hello Kitty Island Adventure, But I wanted to use new stickers that I got from Simply Watercolor Co. And I don't have them yet. I'm going to get them in my, like, they're going to be in this month's haul at the end of the month, or I guess the start of next month, perhaps. I don't know when I'm going to be getting that mail yet. But they're currently in my mailbox. So I just have to wait for them to come. So I want to use those stickers in my spreads. So I'm leaving the space blank for now. And then once I get those Hello Kitty Sanrio stickers in the mail, I will go back and fill in my Hello Kitty gaming time. So that's what that's going to go there. But then I was also playing Infinity Nikki. Of course, I had to give my girlie a crown because she is a princess. So Nikki, and then this night I finished Moon of the Crusted Snow. But yeah, really highly recommend, especially if you're trying to branch out and read more different diverse voices. Wabageshig is a First Nations in Canada, so and I thought that was really interesting from that point of view because it's on a reservation. But yeah, so finished that, played Nikki, and that was the Saturday. Hello Kitty. All right then, Sunday, the last day. Let's see, I've used up a lot of my stickers already. So on Sunday I did do some, some filming and trying to see what I can fit in here. In terms of what I need to be able to fit in. Alright, I'm going to start from the bottom. So at the bottom, I guess we'll talk about it. I started my next book, another ebook, which was Ancillary Sword. Oh my gosh. I feel like last week I was talking about if you wanted women written sci-fi, that's like progressive and, you know, really good. And I totally forgot to mention Anne Leckie and her Ratch Empire books. Oh my gosh. Anyway, Imperial Ratch books. So if you've already checked out Martha Wells and Becky Chambers, but you haven't checked out sci-fi from Anne Leckie, highly recommend. The first book of this series, Ancillary Justice, was my favorite, one of my favorites last year. I gave it 5 stars. So this was Ancillary Sword, the second book. There's like a main trilogy, and then there's like 3 or something like extra books that are like, they're like bonus books. They're not part of the trilogy, but they're around it kind of thing. But I am going to read all of them in the end. I think I gave Ancillary Sword, the second book, I gave it 4 stars. I didn't think it was as good as Ancillary Justice, but I'm like, it was very much a second book, kind of like in the middle. Like the first book is A, the third book is B, and this the second book is kind of just getting us there, but it doesn't have it doesn't have as big a payoff for itself. It's very much a lead up to the third book, so that's why I gave it less stars. But I'm very excited for the third book, Ancillary Mercy. So yeah, I should have recommended. I can't believe I couldn't remember Anne Leckie. Literally, I just filmed that video. But if you're looking for more sci-fi written by women, Anne Leckie with Ancillary Justice, so good. So good. But in the morning, I put in laundry. We did some cleaning. I did a bunch of filming. We had bacon and eggs this day. I just want to put it in because, I don't know, it's fun. Played Infinity Nikki and then played Hello Kitty. Then, of course, I started Ancillary Sword. Alrighty. So that is the week all finished. I can't believe it. We've gone and finished another week. I don't know why I'm speaking that way, but yeah, I think the spread turned out really cute. I'm glad I didn't bring any red icons in, just because I don't think it really needed more red. I say that as I'm apparently about to bring some more red in. but maybe I don't have to. I feel like these deco stickers won't fit into many spaces, so I think I'm actually just gonna leave that out, and I feel like I've got a lot of red already in the spread, especially with the glitter head overlays. I think that's what really like made it pop. But that is the finished spread for the week after Valentine's. I read a lot of books this week. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 books. Like started or finished. So that was nice. I've really been into reading at the moment. I kind of have to read before bed, otherwise my sleep is all up. So that's one thing. This is why I have a lot of ebooks and physical books at the end of the day, because yeah, I pretty much have to read so I can avoid my phone and it won't make me stay up for a bajillion hours. But yeah, so I love the way this came out. I think it's so cute. I'm so glad I went with the purple foil. I think it just, I know, it kind of all blends together and I really like it. But otherwise, I hope you liked this. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave down below some red emojis. We'll bring in some more red into the spread through your comments down below. But otherwise, let me know how your week went. Have you used this kit? Let me know. It'd be fun to find out. And did you pair it with purple and red foil or something else? But otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful weekend and week, depending on when you're seeing this. But yeah, I'm happy I got this plan with these done, and I can't wait to keep going and get all caught up. But otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. I love you. Bye-bye.